What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. Let's go with y'all. Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, oh God, I'm already rubbing my eyes. Partially because I'm tired. Partially because this topic is going to be very irritating. It's a very gray area when we're in a black and white world right now. You see what I mean? So, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail. Let's get right into it. Should illegal immigrants have the right to keep and bear arms? Now, this is why it's a very touchy subject, because I am notoriously against illegal immigration. I am 100% against illegal immigrants being in our country. And, this is where it's going to hurt some feelings. It's going to break some hearts. It's going to, mainly the liberals in particular. It's going to make them a little butt hurt, if you will. So the truth of the matter is they like to sit here and claim, oh, no person is illegal. How can a person be illegal? Well, I'll explain to you. We literally have a law that states you cannot be an illegal alien living in the United States without a form of visa or any form or any of those. You have to actually sit there and go through the asylum process in order to become an American citizen. If you do not go that route, it is illegal. That is literally what the law entails of. So, with that being said, the second someone enters our country illegally, they are breaking the law. Every second they continue to be in our country illegally, they are breaking the law. Every microsecond they continue. You get my point. They are breaking the law. You see what I mean here? So that is how a person can be illegal. Let's get that out the way. So that question is no longer, there. This is where, people confuse what I'm trying to say, I guess. What I'm asking is solely in regard to illegal immigrants. One, the people who go the legal route, they are legitimate asylum seekers. They go the correct routes to become legal citizens of the United States of America. I'm not referring to them in the slightest, so they have nothing to do with the conversation. They have nothing to do with the topic. I am solely referring to the people who, as I said, are breaking the law by being here because they are illegal. So, back to what I was saying. All right. Am I saying that people who are not citizens of our country who are here do not deserve the right to defend themselves? No, that is not what I'm saying. In a situation of legitimate fear of life and death, I believe anybody could make the argument of self-defense, no matter who it is. You could always try to make that argument. If you're doing something nefarious, though, that's where it starts to become an issue. Now, they don't have the Second Amendment constitutional right that we as American citizens have, because that is a constitutional right that is not given, but it is something that we as American citizens possess. It is not, the Constitution is not a worldwide thing. As much as the Constitution and its words should be heeded to the T of what it says should be, it is not. So let's make that clear right there. If you are not a resident of the United States of America, you technically are not a participant for the Second Amendment itself, which is the right to keep and bear arms. I am not against people defending their lives if their lives are truthfully in danger. Now, this is where my problem comes into it. Does that aspect change if they defend their life with a gun? No, that aspect doesn't change. I don't think they should have the right to keep and bear arms because I don't think they should be here illegally in the first place. If they're not here illegally in the first place, the question isn't there. The question isn't, something to be asked because they didn't go about it through an illegal route. You see what I mean here? That's where it's a little difficult for people to understand. A lot of these illegal immigrants aren't carrying their firearms around solely to defend themselves. we're seeing way too many situations where Americans are getting killed by illegals, whether it's from stabbings, whether it's from car wrecks, whether it's from fucking killing babies. There's a shit ton of fucked up things that are happening in the world right now. Not in the world, even just in our country, at the hands of illegal immigrants of all different ethnicities. I will say right now, when you think of your typical illegal immigrant, all right, and this is honestly, it's very funny that I bring this up because I talked about this at my job with my coworkers who are Mexican. They even say, when you think of your typical illegal immigrant, you're thinking of a Mexican. Yeah, that's true. It's not just the Hispanics who are coming over. They are coming over. There's no denying that. There's proof that they are coming over. There is also Africans coming over. There is also Arabs, Muslims. There's a lot of people that are illegally in our country. Do I believe they should be able to arm up considering a majority of them hate us? Not on our watch. I believe that we should have tighter restrictions to make sure they're not here illegally so we don't have to argue about whether they have the right to the Second Amendment, which is something that American citizens have the right to. Once again, we're not talking about the argument of self-defense at this point. Why? Because I'm making I'm making the argument for self-defense. I am simply saying that the right of them to keep and bear arms, in the sense of how the Second Amendment enshrines it to we the people, is not something they believe in. Because if it was, if they believed in our American values and our rights, they wouldn't be here illegally. You see, that's where the contradiction comes in. Like, I've heard so many people who, are Second Amendment absolutists who are like, how, it doesn't make sense why these illegals aren't getting charged for having guns on them. And then these judges are saying, well, it infringes on their Second Amendment right. It feels like a fuck you to us, honestly. And the reason why I say that is because, and there's another reason why I'll honestly say I don't believe illegal immigrants get the right to keep and bear arms in the sense that we do. When American citizens who have without a doubt shown that they have defended their lives and they would have died or had great bodily harm done on them if they didn't use their firearm to defend their lives. When American citizens have gone through hell and back, Kyle Rittenhouse, for example, he went through hell and back. People called him a racist or white supremacist. They called him every name in the book. Like, it's ridiculous. They're literally still rallying at places that he goes to speak, trying to protest against him, saying how he's such a piece of shit when he's just a normal kid. You see what I mean here? When so many Americans are in jail for actually defending themselves or their families, when so many Americans have gone through hell and back just through the court systems because they actually defended themselves or their families, or they exercised their Second Amendment rights one way or another correctly. Do I believe that people who just illegally came into our country and are being fed off our tax dollars, are being put up in extremely nice hotels, given free phones, they're being put on fucking shopping sprees? Do I believe that all these, people should have these unlimited rights to the Second Amendment that we don't get? That's where it's a problem. You know what I mean? I do have an issue with the fact that American citizens aren't getting the rights that we deserve when it comes to the Second Amendment, but illegal immigrants are. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That's where, I kind of go, it devolves into the issue of, do they deserve the right to keep and bear arms? No one is saying that they don't have the right to defend their lives. If their lives are in danger, as I said before, defend yourself. Go ahead. I don't care if you're legitimately in danger. I don't give a fuck if you're illegal or not. Defend your life. Do what you got to do, bro. That's on you. I don't give a shit. All right. But the truth of the matter is that if an American citizen is concealed carrying without a concealed carry permit in some states like New York, they're committing a felony. These states are essentially saying that illegal immigrants don't have to worry about that because it infringes on their Second Amendment right. Huh? Huh? Look, guys, it boils down to this. The Second Amendment right is an American right. While I wish it was a international right amongst every single citizen of the planet Earth, it is an American right. It is a right for American citizens. The right to self-defense is a natural right. The Second Amendment is an American right. The big difference here is that while the right to self-defense is a natural right, and you have the natural right to want to use the best tool possible and use the best tool possible to keep yourself alive, what our Second Amendment right does as an American right enshrines it and says that the government shall not infringe upon it. And that is where there's a big difference, is that you guys are not American citizens. You guys are breaking the law by being here. You guys don't get that right that we, that is enshrined to us as American citizens of telling the government, no, you can't tell us what we can and can't do with our guns. You're not an American citizen. And that's where it starts to devolve into a problem. As I said, I wish the Second Amendment was something that was international, but it is not. We're living in an objective reality. We are having more illegal immigrants crossing our borders than babies born each day. That might be false. I don't know if that's statistically true. I just made that up off the top of my head. I will say that right now. I just, it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds damn good. You don't know it sounds good. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So I think the best way to wrap it up, as I said before, I know I'm kind of going in circles, but I cannot stress this enough. While I wish the Second Amendment applied to every citizen on the planet Earth, it does not. It applies to American citizens. And in an objective world, you understand that we do have laws here in America. All right. The law simply states that if you are here in a illegal fashion, whether it be crossing a border, however it is, all right, if you are an illegal immigrant, every second you are here, you are committing a crime. That is the truth of the matter here. That is something that people need to understand. It's very funny because these people that are pushing for the Second Amendment rights for illegal immigrants are notoriously liberal, notoriously very left. It's very funny to see that because it just seems like they want people who are criminals, because whether you want to agree with it or not, you can argue, oh yeah, some of them aren't here to be criminals, but they are criminals because every second they're here, they're doing something illegal. They want criminals to have the right to keep and bear arms without restrictions, but they don't want us, American citizens, who the rights were enshrined to have it. Yeah, I have a problem with that. That's when it starts to devolve into, I don't think they should have the rights we have because they're not American citizens. They're here illegally. They shouldn't fucking be here. You see what I mean, guys? That's where you need to put two and two together to understand it's not anti-Second Amendment to say that people who are breaking the law by being here shouldn't have rights that we unfortunately aren't even getting because the government is too fucking tyrannical and too overreaching. Now, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. As I said before, the right to self-defense is natural. There's no argument there. The right to self-defense with the best tool at your disposal is natural. There is no argument there. However, the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms and how it shall not be infringed is for American citizens. With that being said, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And if you agree with me, while it is a very gray subject, as I said, in a black and white world of whether or not illegal immigrants should have the right to keep and bear arms, if you agree with me in the sense that self-defense is natural, it is a natural right. Self-defense with the best tool is a natural right. But the Second Amendment is a constitutional right that is enshrined to us, the American people. If you agree with me on that, you make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.